Can you hear me? Is there life? I can't tell if that's coming out of this or coming out of the... Oops. Oops, chat. We did not mean to put that live. What is going on, everybody? There we go. All right. Hello. Hello, everyone. Are they not airing the Red Sox game tonight? Or is it on Nessun Plus or something? Anyone know who's got the Nessun 360 app? Nessun Plus? Okay. Nessun Plus is coming up as nothing. What's going on, everybody? What's up, Clip? What's up, Max? You guys are in here early, huh? Poseidon, what's going on? JB, how's Wakefield? Valdez Masterclass incoming. Let's go. Sale was awesome. Yeah, Sale was insane last year. So good. Or yesterday. I don't know why I said last year, but so good. Sir, Casey, Christy, hello. Yeah, I'm trying to get it on Nessun Plus. Watch it on MLB Network. What's up, Robbie? There we go. I got it. Yeah, Casey, not technically allowed to admit that's a real thing, so. We'll be watching the Bruins. I feel that. I feel like this is going to be a light stream tonight. You guys can't hear that, right? Now you got me Now you got me freaked out that you can hear the game. You guys can't hear the game, right? Emmanuel Valdez is in here. We got all sorts of kind of random stuff going on here. So we'll kind of see how it goes. I'm good, Harrison. How you doing, man? What's up, Dinah? You guys excited? We excited for the game tonight? Yeah, I think it'll be interesting. What's up, Ethan? Was last ever walk off on a Red Sea Radio live stream, which is insane. Yeah, it was crazy. Nothing better than a stream in a Sox game on my B-Day. Happy birthday, Spencer. We get some happy birthday Spencers in the chat. Happy birthday, Spencer. Yeah, if you guys aren't a member, you missed one of the wildest live streams we've had on this channel. Probably, I think, start to finish, with Chris Sale's start, with the way it ended, with Verdugo's post-game conference. Man. Do I have Instagram? I do have Instagram. It's just Red Sea Radio, one word. Worked wonders last night. Yeah. We'll explain that towards the end of the game clip. This should be a good little test, I think, for Corey Kluber, because this is really kind of a bad offense. What happened to QB? Hey, Corbin, had my first college baseball start at second. Oh, man, I'm so sorry. Hopefully, a speedy recovery. That happened to my brother his senior year. What's up, Dennis? But QB, I feel for you, man. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I got to get better. That's one of my missions this year, is to get better at Instagram and TikTok and stuff. What's up, Matrix? Oh, for sure, QB. For sure. They say you get a little faster after an ACL tear. Once it heals, say it gets a little bit faster. Love my videos. Thank you, Jace. That means a lot. I appreciate that. Thank you. Am I going to any games this season? Yeah, I went to the second game of the year. I'll probably go next weekend. How'd you feel about Schreiber's performance last night? Definitely iffy. He was just off. He had that a couple times throughout the season. He had like a couple of games where he was off a little bit. It just so happened we caught one of them last night. I'm not worried about Schreiber yet. That was one bad performance, you know. The other ones have been fantastic, so. Thoughts on Josh Winkowski's nickname, Mike Wazowski? I figured that was going to come up at some point. You know, I almost said something, um, but decided not to. I figured it was going to come up at some point, so I like it. Finally got a Sale performance last night. I know. That was a beautiful performance from Sale. Not going to lie, I'm not too hot on Yoshida anymore. Max, see, this is something that I've been seeing a lot of people saying, and I understand the sort of hesitancy, right, because of the start he's gotten off to. And I'm not going to lie to you. There are definitely concerns. There are definitely concerns for sure. But one thing to remember with Yoshida is he's not a normal rookie, right? He's not a normal rookie. One, because, you know, we do get a lot of rookies that don't speak English, specifically a lot of rookies that speak some form of Spanish, whether that be, you know, obviously the dialect changes a little bit depending on where you're from, but in general, they speak Spanish, and there are a lot of Spanish-speaking players, so they still have someone to bond with in the clubhouse. Yoshida's coming to a country where he doesn't speak the language. He's never lived here before. He's playing a game where the pitchers are pitching pitches that he's never seen before, and they're pitchers he's never seen before. And on top of that, too, he's playing in a organization that is so highly magnified on a national scale that it's a lot of pressure on top of having to adjust to hitting a Major League Baseball, right? There's so many outside things. So I'm giving him some time, right? It's only a couple of weeks into the season, you know? You just got to give it a little bit of time. Do you think that dominant of starts from Chris Sale all year? But I think he can, if we can average that out, right? Average it somewhere in between what he was at his worst and what he is at his best, that would be perfect. I'm sorry to hear that, man. And I hope you get better as well. I hope that is something that, you know, you can get back from and enjoy baseball again. I miss playing baseball. What's up, Frank? How about Max Scherzer getting tossed? Now he's going to be known as a cheater and his perfect game is tainted. I don't think his perfect game is tainted. No. I think what needs to happen with Major League Baseball is I think there needs to be some sort of quantitative like leaving it up to the discretion of the umpires, kind of screwy in my opinion a little bit, right? And I saw this interesting fact that the 3 people who have been kicked out for sticky substances have all been by the same umpire. 1 and 2. Remember that thing last week with the Yankees? He had the same thing on his hands. He was just told to wash his hands off. So I think needs to be some uniform standard for this is iffy, go wash your hands, to you need to be kicked out and then suspended for 80 games or whatever it is. So there needs to be some sort of standard there. You're at the Sea Dogs game. That's cool. And you got my stream pulled up. What do we got? The Corey conclusion prediction: 5-inning pitch, 4K, 2 earned, 4 hits, 2 walks, and a sweet W. I'm in. That seems like a pretty good stat line for Corey Kluber. I like it. I go into any Red Sox games this season? For sure, I'll get down there. 100%. Need to watch the Sox everywhere? Fair. I was watching them when the Sea Dogs were the Fisher Cats, and I was watching them there. Those 2 Ducks and ex-Padres Lucky Goose from last year, I'd be in on it. Make it. When's Duvall coming back? Looking like 8 weeks from when he got injured. So, like 6 weeks from now. Rafaela playing good. Yeah, I saw Nick York's first home run of the season. That was pretty cool. Any news on Mondesi? He's on the 60-day, so the earliest he can come back is late May. He looked pretty good, so, you know, I don't really know. 60-day ends up. Yeah, no, again, and I could see people's frustrations with Yoshida early on, and there are genuinely concerns with his swing path, and I think that's something you can talk about. But I think, you know, and I'm not saying you are, Maxwell. I'm just saying there seems to be a general consensus that he sucks all of a sudden. So how do you see this rotation being if everyone is healthy? Do I see any trades or DFAs? I don't think we'll see any DFAs, no, because I think they want the length in their rotation, depending on, obviously injuries and stuff like that, especially with the rotation they have now. But it kind of, I think the deadline is going to be interesting. A tough decision to make. He's got to stay under the luxury tax and make this team better. So we're going to have to see. Yeah. Doogie's walk-off missed a home run by about a foot. You going to the Brewers game on Sunday? That'll be fun. I love Brewers Stadium. I love the Brewers Stadium. I don't like more than a five. Maybe giving those two the ball every 5 days. I would agree with that. I think it's smart until the rotation's fully back and ready to go. If the rotation's back and ready to go, you should be in a 5-man rotation. Houck should be in the bullpen, realistically. How many former players are still in the books? I don't think any. Manny and Dustin, I think, have deferrals, but I don't think there's anyone else. So, still super pumped about Casas. Yeah, there's another guy I think we just need to, like, one thing that Red Sox fans hate hearing is that you need patience and time, right? Like, that's just one thing Red Sox fans hate, is saying you need patience and time. And it's just, it is. It's what you need with guys like Yoshida and Casas. Can you see Story making a huge impact when he comes back? Defensively, yes. Obviously, right? We're worst in defensive run save, so yes. Even his defense alone will probably be a huge impact. But just having that power bat threat. Yeah, it's me. I know. I've been trying for weeks to fix the frame rate on this, Harrison, and I can't seem to figure it out. I don't know if it has something to do with my computer or if it has something to do with the OBS software I'm using. I've tried everything. It's nothing working. So if it's too laggy for you guys, I'm so sorry, but this is sort of what we're working with right now. And I don't know how to fix it. It might also just have something to do. Ugh. So I'm really sorry about it. I've been trying, I swear. I don't know what's going on with it. It was fine for a while, and then it just sort of dropped out of nowhere. The frame rates just started to drop. So I really don't know. I think Casas has shown tools that should allow patience, but Yoshida's bat profile is brutal right. I mean, it's fair to critique Masataka Yoshida's swing path right now. I read an interesting statistic the other day too, TJ, that talked about how the circumference of a NPB base than a Major League Baseball, which doesn't sound. All right, down 1-0 early. All right, it's down 1-0 early. Guess it's not the end of the world. We'll take one. I'm a little nervous with Ryan on the mound though. But anyways, TJ, I read the article about the circumference of the baseball, and you don't think that's a lot, right? You're like, 1 to 2 centimeters. How big of a difference is that gonna make? But if you think about it, right, the sweet spot of a baseball. I have one around here. Hold on. Well, never mind. Well, so much for a weak Twins offense. So much for a weak Twins offense. Not what you like to see against their best pitcher. See, this isn't regulation size. Right? So the sweet spot, it's like right about there, right? Now you move it a centimeter down, you're under it. move it a centimeter up, you're over it, right? So that could have something to do too. When do you think this team will be at its best? I would say late July. You too, QB. Thanks for stopping by, man. I hope your night's a little bit better. No on the Kluber trade. All right, let's see a little offense. A lot of lefties against Joe Ryan. Your goal is to travel to all MLB stadiums. I was planning Minnesota. Hopefully the boys don't make it a rough visit. Minnesota will be cool. DFA Kluber. Kluber is what he is, man. I don't think anyone, when we signed Kluber, I don't think anyone was expecting him to be a 3-hole pitcher. I don't think anyone was expecting him to be a 8-hole or a 2-hole pitcher, right? I think, he came in as a 5-spot pitcher. If he can limit this and make it 4 runs in 5 innings, he'd have done his job. Do you think this team is better than last year? I think this team has a higher floor last year. No, he's a 5-spot pitcher. He's exactly what a 5-spot pitcher is. Do I see us getting a shortstop in a trade of free agency? That's a good question. It kind of depends. I think who are the 5 better starters? I think it depends what this team looks like at the trade deadline. The other problem too is, again, he's not going to go. The Red Sox aren't going to go over the luxury tax. So I think you're going to have to get really creative with how you acquire. So I don't know. I would honestly doubt that they'd pick up a shortstop in free agency. Yeah, we'll trade for that guy named Xander Bogaerts. Witt, Cutter, Sale, Bayo, Houck. Well, 3 of those guys you mentioned are already in the rotation. You're short on bullpen arms, right? So you are a little bit limited in being able to just bring. You are a little bit limited in being able. Again, Pavetta's in the rotation, so you can't exactly replace him with anyone. Paxton's hurt. Shortstop is completely dependent on how Meyer does this season. If he finishes in Double-A, there won't be. Yeah, maybe. I also think too. It's like, yeah. And it also depends on what they're certainly not going to do that. Pac-Man, what's up, man? But yeah, Shooter, back to your point. I mean, I get it. I understand where you're coming from, but I just think Whitlock, Sale, Bayo, Pavetta are in the rotation, right? You lost Joely, Chris Martin, Joe Kelly, Zach Kelly in the bullpen. You need long relief options, so that's where Cutter comes in, right? Paxton, you need another lefty, so there's a pretty good chance that Paxton ends up in the bullpen. There's not really any ability to put Kluber in the bullpen, so. Did you hear the announcers a few days ago talking about the Red Sox get Shohei would be a dream come true? Yeah, I mean, obviously. If you're an MLB team, you're dying for Shohei Ohtani right now. Who's been the most stressful / annoying player so far, in your opinion? I feel like it's Kike Hernandez just because of what we needed in his role so far this year. And he's looked a lot better, for sure. Is Ohtani a Scott Boras client? The size of the contract makes it tough to get other players. Yeah, probably, but I mean, you could build around Shohei Ohtani. If you implemented Shohei Ohtani into this lineup, got the over 9, probably a good bet. Nice to stop by the stream for a little bit. Nice to see you too, Corbin. Yeah, it was good to see you, Austin. You too. Go Bruins. Yeah. You know, if you're going for just great talent like that, no, I haven't. Clip, is it good? Tampa Bay is 16-3. That's crazy, dude. I don't understand how that's happening. I really, truly don't. I don't get it. 2. I don't know. Braves being 14-5 make a ton of sense. Pirates are 12-7. That's insane. Would be funny. Would be funny to see the Pirates in a postseason. How do you argue? How do you argue that they're a bad franchise if they make the postseason? I guess it would just be luck. I don't know. Just weird. Record-wise for this team, no, I'm going to stick between, what did I say, 85 and 88 wins? I said 88. Or did I say 80? Man, JT is like so close to getting hot. The Braves built the team the smartest way. They signed the young talent early for a long time. Yeah. They have a core that's going to stay. They're going to be dominant for probably the next, 5-7 years? Over the A's losing 100 games this year, I'd take the over. I truly don't think they could win the AAA World Series. He'll be all right. He'll be all right. Just need the offense to do something. And they didn't strike out, did they? I don't think they struck out once. No, I could not see Valdez at short. Not even a little bit. Valdez is a below average second baseman at best. No. There's a reason no one's put him at shortstop. I think the obvious ones are the Dodgers and the Mets. I think surprise ones could be the Giants and the Cubs. I think that you'll see a lot of random teams pop up. I think like he does have the arm and the range, but may need to figure out being able to, third base. I love him, but we'll see. Yeah, I think the Ohtani bidding wars are going to be super, super interesting. Yeah, it seems like everyone hates Kluber. I don't think I don't know. I don't hate Kluber. I think he yeah, I think we're just, it's Rich Hill. Yankees 15 years, $600 million. I'd be shocked. Shocked if the Yankees do that. I think we'll see the Yankees name involved. I don't think he goes to the Yankees. Although I will say, Otani's sort of like baseball only, super professional type attitude does kind of go with Yankees philosophy. I'm just saying. But again, if you're a team in Major League Baseball, you're going after Shohei Otani. Definitely more action with the pitch clock for sure. You think there's a chance he comes here now that we have Yoshida? No. One person isn't going to make him come to a team. Oh, yeah, Otani does want to stay on the West Coast, but, it doesn't mean that he's going to, right? I'm sure every player from Japan says that. Yeah, James Paxton's making a relief outing, which is interesting, which means he might start the year in the bullpen. He's coming in he's going to pitch 5 innings this game. That's what they said about Garrett Cole. Oh, he's been good against everyone with the Red Sox. I think Red Sox fans forget just how good Garrett Cole is because he's just not a factor for us. Like, seeing Garrett Cole gets me excited when we're playing the Yankees. Genuinely. Because we just hammer them. Oh, you mean the West Coast thing? Yeah. I mean, money talks, right, at the end of the day. What's the situation regarding Duvall? He's going to be getting x-rays every week to figure out when he can actually start hitting and throwing again. It looks like it's going to be about 8 weeks from when he broke it. So probably like mid-July, end of July, or mid-June, end of July. Oh, my God. Mid-June, early July. I like Paxton in the rotation. Put Whitlock in the bullpen? No. Especially not after the start Whitlock just had. You got to see what he looks like in the rotation. At least until the trade deadline. At least. Like, yeah, putting Paxton in the rotation over Whitlock would not be the move. Maybe you put him in the rotation over Houck. But could I see any improvement from Kluber? I think, look, I think he doesn't need to be ace caliber Kluber that we've seen in the past, right? That wasn't why he was signed. He was signed to be a 5th rotation spot guy that can eat innings. And if that's what he can do, you got to put it on the offense that game. But he's going to eat innings for you. At the end of the day with the Otani stuff, money talks. And Otani's not a guy who's a big, like, I'm going to go to the biggest contract. He's going to be a guy who I'm going to go to the team that offers me, like, the best plan. What's your 5-10 year plan? When people ask you that in interviews, where do you see yourself in 5 years? He's going to be asking teams that. How are you going to get me a World Series ring? Basically is what I think that's what he's going to say to most people. He's like, meh. So, bit of a different. Otani to the Phillies. That'd be interesting. When's Mondesi expected back? At the end of May is the earliest he can come back. Because of putting him on the... Excuse me. Because of putting him on the 60-day IL. Which I still don't. I don't love it. but it is what it is. Term deal. Trades are going to be tough because $4 million. What's up, Sox? Tired after 2 watch parties in a row? Nah, I get excited for these. I love these live streams. Plus, last night was so exciting in the members only live stream. We had a ton of cool stuff go down. That was a great game to watch. Ohtani, the Oakland Athletics. I see it. They've been waiting for 25, 30 years to get Shohei Ohtani. I think there's plenty of trade chips in the farm system. Do I think Scherzer was using a foreign substance? I don't know, dude. For someone who was so adamant about it over the last couple of years, I really think he was genuinely using rosin, but you know, if that's something you can't do, you can't do. I think there needs to, like I said at the beginning, I think there needs to be a more centralized way of describing what is allowed and what isn't allowed, right? You're allowed to use the rosin. But at what point is it over the line? I think that needs to be sort of materialized into some sort of scientific way of determining. And I don't know what that is because it's probably pretty difficult to do, but it's weird to me that the last 3 people who were thrown out for illegal substances were all by the same umpire. So I don't know. I think yes, he was probably using something, but I don't know if it was the illegal stuff that like truly is illegal or if it was just rosin and sunscreen. Come on. We officially do have one win under our belt, Chad, in terms of live streams, so we're not completely lossless. But it did happen during the members only live stream, so it's like kind of a win. Oh, right on the wrist. Yeah, Dahlbeck's going to be a hard one to do. Again, I think you guys are putting too much weight on Corey Kluber, man. I think you guys are wanting him to be shut down every game. He's not going to be. I think you guys have too high expectations for Corey Kluber. He's a 4-5 starter, 4 at best, 5 starter for the rest of his career, right? He's a back end of the rotation guy. He's a guy who's going to give you 4-5 innings with 4 runs. He's Rich Hill. That's all he is. And if we're going to get into the real weeds here, he has about the same ERA as Michael Wacha. I believe Corey Kluber's like a 6.9 and Wacha's like a 6.0. So it's like, at this point in the season, would you be saying DFA Wacha if we'd re-sign him? Elevated back to A status? No. Definitely not A status, but not yet. But it's a great start. I don't think they're going to send Casas down to AAA at all. I don't think the Red Sox really have caliber guys. Do I still like Casas? Yeah, of course I still like Casas. I think he just needs a little bit of time. Yeah, I think a lot of it has to do too with um, the lefties we face, the tough lefties too. You're right, Shooter. It's not. Yeah, I think Casas, in my opinion too. You get into Casas is such a mental hitter, right? He compartmentalizes and he thinks about every little piece of the game, and that's one of his strong suits, right? Um, but I also think it hurts him a little bit. Rafael Devers just put down a bunt. Um, but I think it hurts him a little bit because you think about every single at bat. If you're going bad, you're thinking about every single pitch that you did something poorly on. And I think at some point you got to just get out of your head and swing the bat. And so maybe that's got something to do with Casas as well. I don't know. And again, it's one of his strengths. It's how he got to the level that he's at, being so meticulous with hitting the baseball. But at the same time, too, it could, it could have the adverse. Was Dahlbeck ever good? Yeah, he was like the second highest OPS in the second half of 21. I think if Costas can have a 1-2 or 2 hit game with a walkout. Yeah, I think Dahlbeck could be a major league starter. I just don't think it'll ever be with Boston. I mean, yeah, I really don't think it'll ever be with Boston. Yeah, they just talked about Casas and how Cora thinks it's a bit of a mechanical thing with him. He's just not being able to punish those pitches he should be punishing. Why are we doing that, TJ? No reason for that. Um, oh, he says a deer in the headlight. Yeah, I think he needs to be a bit more decisive at the plate. It's like he's looking for a very, very specific pitch, and that's a great attitude to have. But at some point, you just got to take what's given to you. You know. Do I see how it's difficult? It's difficult to. Yeah, it's a difficult thing to quantify because my biggest fear with Alfaro is he's just not what defensively what we need him to be on this major league team. Dahlbeck gives you similarities to Chavis. Yeah. It's kind of wild that Chavis and Dahlbeck at one point topped out at like our 3 and 4 top prospects in our farm system. Nah, you can't put Yoshida on the bench. There's no one else to. You can't put Yoshida on the bench because then you don't have time. You can't figure it out from the bench. You figure it out by being in the box. Ridiculous commercial. What are my thoughts on Reese McGuire? I think he's been outstanding this year, especially in late innings. He's been like last night. He was fantastic in clutch situations. He's very, very good at being able to guy who's going to hit a ton of home runs. Just a guy who's going to bloop the ball and keep the inning going. And so far, he's been great at that. And I honestly was in the camp of, and I know a lot of you guys were, of Reese McGuire was going to really take a step back offensively this year. But so far, it's not the case. If he can maintain that. I was talking with my brought in on taking a flyer on Joe Adell. Um, Maybe, but that's just, I mean, it's another guy with a ton of swing and miss. I mean, he is a high ceiling, but he's just, he's Jarren Duran from the right side. I don't know. I think I'd rather Jarren Duran's potential, to be honest with you. I think Jarren Duran's got the higher ceiling. The only reason to get Joe Adell is because he has the potential to have right-handed power. And if you truly need right-handed power, you could put Justin Turner full-time at second base and bring up Alfaro. Truly, that's like the probably the best situation in terms of right-handed power that you could think of, but I don't know. There's a reason Alfaro isn't up here. Is because of the experience, but I really don't hate McGuire behind the dish. One thing I think McGuire needs to work on a lot is throwing runners out. Has he thrown out a single runner? I don't think he's thrown out a single runner this year. Connor Wong's looked great defensively. Ah, crap. Oh, the ball's dying a little bit today. Duran's not bad. He's still young. I see. I always take that stance too, but he's kind of running out of that excuse. This is now your third stint in the majors. You know? Sorry. So I don't know. Jarren Duran, I don't think he was ever our top prospect. Arroyo stays broken. Well, Arroyo is injured, so yeah, I guess you could say he's broken. Like, see Duran back at second? I don't know. He's only played 2 major league games at second base. Yeah, we had a terrible prospect pool when Dombrowski got fired. Bobby Dahlbeck was towards the top of it. Michael Chavis was towards the top of it. Darwinson Hernandez was our number 1 prospect when Dave Dombrowski got fired. What's our best lineup? Verdugo, Devers, Turner, Yoshida probably. 4, 5. Story, 6. Story, Casas, Duvall, McGuire, Hernandez. I fully believe in Trevor's Story. Story's an opt-out at the end of 2025, I think. I'd be shocked if he took it, though, especially if this year he comes back and has a bit of a tough time, and then, next year and the year after that are good, but there are going to be a ton of question marks on him. Getting back at the same time, they'll be back near the same time. Near the same time. I think Duvall technically be back before Story. Yeah, I would be shocked if he used the opt out. I don't think he'd get any more money anywhere else. Dude, Corey, what are we doing tonight, bro? Is that 2? Yeah, I think the thought process was Story was gonna be out for the year, but no, because after Sidney Sweeney did that, the Red Sox dissolved. Yeah, yeah. I think it'll be the week after Shooter, because 2 weeks ago he said he was gonna start hitting, and then 2 weeks after that he was gonna start, or sorry, he was gonna start throwing, and then 2 weeks after that he was gonna start hitting. So I could see him back. Best case scenario, I see Story back at the end of June. Worst case scenario, I'd say after the All-Star break. It's going to be interesting how Red Sox fans implode when the Red Sox front office says, well, we're not going to go too heavy at the trade deadline because we're getting back Story and Duvall. What's up, Trey? Of course, man. Glad you enjoyed it. Vasquez or McGuire? I think I still take McGuire. Or, I'm sorry. I think I still take Vasquez because of the experience. But McGuire's been impressive so far. If he could learn to throw people out, I think he'll be good. We can make the playoffs. I fully agree we can make the playoffs, especially if we could tread water until. Yeah, and we do get Paxton back. Yeah. How long do we have McGuire for? 5, 6 years. We have to beat teams like the O's and the White Sox as possible. I don't even think it'll be teams like the O's and the White Sox. No, I don't think Kluber will get DFA'd. Um, I think what's gonna have to happen here is we're gonna have to. Sox, you're probably right on that, but we're also gonna have to probably beat the Angels, the Texas Rangers, the Seattle Mariners. Not what you want to hear there. Let's see. I don't think Pax. Do you see us re-signing? No, Nick York doesn't come up anytime soon. Do you see us re-signing Ref Snyder? Maybe, yeah. Unless a team gives him a starting opportunity, like a Pirates starting opportunity, I see him coming back. I wouldn't be shocked. Yeah, Nick York won't be up anytime soon now. Nick York just got to Double-A, and he had a rough year last year. Although he's been looking okay this year. What does he look like right now? You know, we need a little backwards hat action. It worked last time. Need more pop? No, I don't think we need more pop. Ah, Jesus Christ. Well, this game got ugly fast. That is a terrible thing to say, Matt. What the hell's wrong with you? Undelete that message. You're on. Don't say things like that, man. That's unnecessary. It's ridiculous. Yeah, I played baseball up until my senior year of high school. Man. All right, well, this got ugly extremely quickly, and now we have to score 7 runs off of their best pitcher. Well, hopefully we win tomorrow. I don't even know who's up tomorrow. Let me see. Hauk versus Maeda. I'm interested in that. I think we got a good chance tomorrow. Look, all we got to do is keep winning series, right? That's all we got to do. Finish this series at 500. Going to the next series against who? The Brewers in Wisconsin. Is he benched? Who benched? Well, what happened to Arroyo? He tweaked his hamstring. Both Sox are getting torched. Looks like it. Appreciate the updates from Worcester, Tom. What a sad day. The Red Sox are about to lose this game. We'll see. The Twins are good this year, man. They got some really great pitching, which is going to be a problem. Yeah, this is a rough outing for Corey Kluber, let me tell you. Woof. He's going to be Rich Hill this year. He's either going to be dominant or he's going to be terrible. There's no in between for Corey. Wish we got Correa. Would have been interesting if we got Correa. Jesus. Again, my God. Corbin Burns looked rocky this year. It worked last year, Colin. Way too many runs this year. Yeah, totally. It's been the biggest problem for me this year with the starting pitching staff has been walks. And that was the big thing coming into this year was, look, we're gonna build our rotation out. We won't do too many. We're not gonna do too many, high quality starters because we want them. We want to stay in the luxury tax, and we want them to be depth. We want to have a deep rotation, and we want guys who can throw strikes. And so far, the bullpen's been fairly good at it, but the rotation's had a problem. That's a completely different conversation, Andrew. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Yeah, I saw what you were saying, AR. I'm glad. I'm putting it backwards, chat, because it's worked for us in the past here. What happened? Kluber kind of imploded in that third inning. We just don't have a bullpen right now to be able to eat the innings that Corey can't. Yeah, that's genuinely how it works, Andrew. 3 for 5. One of his outs was smoked to second. I'm not worried about Meyer and a little bit of a slow start. I think he'll be fine. But yeah, I think it's been more of a problem with walks than it has been letting up like crazy hits. So I don't know. I really don't know what the solution is to the starting rotation because the pieces, I mean, Corey Kluber's a fifth man in this rotation, right? Yeah, Paxton didn't look good today. I mean, Crawford had a great outing against the Angels. Yeah, in relief, but he's not going to come into this game. He just pitched. But yeah, I don't know what the solution is. I mean, you have pieces in your rotation that could be a legitimate rotation, right? If you get Chris Sale back to not MVP level Chris Sale, but above average Chris Sale, you get Whitlock with what he gave you last night. If he can average somewhat close to that, obviously not that every night, that's going to be impossible. But it's too early to start this AR. We're not getting into this. Nah, he'll be all right, Dennis. It's too early. 2019 Chris Sale. What did he have in 2019? Like a 4 something ERA? 2019 Chris Sale, yeah, 4.40 ERA with a 3.39 FIP and a 1.10 ERA plus. Yeah, if we get that from Chris Sale, and then we get like Waka has a 6+ ERA too. We'd be clowning on him just as much. It's like a Coke machine. Yeah, Yoshida's been Yoshida. You know, you're not wrong with that actually. That's Andrew. You haven't been watching the games then. All right, look at Valdez, his first major league hit. Let's go. That was a good swing. All right, we saw something cool tonight, chat. I don't think Valdez will stay up for good. They're not gonna DFA Arroyo. Oh man, you guys are wild sometimes. The only reason, in my opinion, the only reason they haven't DFA'd Chang is because he's that righty. Oh my God, Emmanuel Valdez is not the next PD. Right, yeah, no, I'm not saying Chang is any good. I'm just saying we don't have any other right-handed options. You can't have a bench where you have Tapia, who's a lefty. Most of the time, you either have Wong or McGuire. Sometimes you're going to have a lefty there. Having Valdez as a lefty and having Ref Snyder, it just doesn't work. Yeah, Stan, most likely. Hey, there's still a lot of game left. It's too early to say that Arroyo's a bench player. It is. It's too early. Thanks, Colin. Welcome. Yeah, Chang could even be gone with Mondesies. Yeah, I mean, Chang's not a guy who's going to be around the entire year. Oh yeah, I would say in terms of Arroyo and bench bats, I would say Arroyo would move into more of a bench role when Story comes back. No, I don't. We don't see it for sure. Pac-Man, but yeah, I just think the timeline works. There's been no official confirmation in terms of July. I just think the yeah, Mondesi is a switch hitter. That is correct. Yeah, Vasquez in a twin uniform here is weird. David Ortiz should work with Yoshida. I don't know if David Ortiz's swing approach works with Yoshida. I think maybe Kevin Youkilis is obviously from the right side, but I think in terms of approach, he could be a decent guy to talk to Yoshida about. I think even on the team, right? If you talk about Verdugo talking to Yoshida, might not be a bad idea. I truly think Yoshida gets hot, he'll stay hot. I just think he's been going after pitchers lower in the zone and hits on the ground. No, I think it's the opposite, Ethan. I think he's going after pitches up top and he's getting on top of them. Pedroia, that would be a good one too, actually. Yeah, I actually like the idea of Pedroia talking to him. I think that'd be a good comparison. Obviously, different sides of the plate, but in terms of plate approach, Pedroia was a little bit more aggressive, right? Whereas Yoshida's a little bit more laid back. Yeah, yeah. At the end of the day, the only thing Yoshida truly needs is more MLB at bats. Yeah, but I mean, it doesn't help to have someone talk to him. I don't know, man. I feel like as Red Sox fans, we want to say Chaim Bloom's gonna be on the hot seat. I don't know how much of the hot seat it'll be. You think it was a bad move letting Martinez? No, I don't think. With the way Turner's been playing a little bit, I don't really in terms of in this lineup. Yeah, he refused to let that one drop. All right, hey, we got to run. Yeah, shooter. I think that's ultimately their thought process too. Could I see Pedroia and Pedro coming back as coaches? Probably not Pedro. No. Pedroia, maybe. I know a lot of fans would love him as a manager, but I don't think that'll ever happen. I just don't know. Oh man. I don't think Core is going anywhere. Not yet. You miss Jackie Bradley Jr. Then now I know. In 12 years of watching baseball, I think I believe Yoshida's our next superstar. Yeah, I have a lot of faith in him. I know. JT could probably be hitting. But yeah, I'm not sure. Toppy has been good. I don't know about Toppy has been good. He's been all right. But Duvall will definitely replace him in the starting lineup. Mondesi will definitely replace Chang, yes. And Story will most likely either replace Arroyo or Kike. My guess would be Arroyo. Yeah, JBJ made the Royals. I think Core's gonna have Kluber just eat this game. I think that's what's gonna happen. I mean, Kluber's not a guy who's looking for ERA anymore. He's not a guy who's looking for Cy Young awards anymore. He's just here to eat innings. Yeah, I could see Story going to short. I wouldn't be shocked at all if Story goes to short, especially with his new arm. Although I will say the Zach Kelly stuff makes me a teeny bit nervous about it. What's up, Ben? Otani had a good first year, but I totally understand what you're saying, Pac-Man, and I totally agree with you. Even Hideki Matsui had a 650 OPS in his first month in the big leagues. You know, like it's unfair. A lot of the, a lot of what I'm seeing on Twitter right now is, why are we giving Masataka a pass when Ichiro didn't get a pass? Like, dude, you're talking about Ichiro, who's the guy who has the most hits in baseball history, if you include the NPB, right? You're talking about possibly one of the top 5-10 hitters in Major League history. Like, pure hitters. How many games are we going to lose because of Yoshida? I don't think a lot. I mean, we've been all right without his production, so. I mean, that's just what you're going to have to do, Shooter. If we were in any other division, we'd be in third place right now. You got to put it in perspective sometimes. The Rays aren't going to stay on a what, like 900% or 900 win clip? Not possible. I don't know. I think they might put Story at second and Kike at Story at shortstop and Kike at second. Yeah, Otani had a pretty decent first year. But the idea remains the same. Is those are probably the two guys, and Hideki Matsui had a good year in total, but he also had a problem his first year. You know, Chow, we may have to we need to like take a week off of streaming or something if we lose again. We're just hurting the team at this point. It is a lot. It's not a matter of contact. It's not a matter of eye. It's a matter of launch angle. Yeah. Yeah, Ichiro shouldn't be. You shouldn't be comparing Yoshida. That's like saying Tristan Casas is from Cuba, so why are we giving him a pass when Jordan Alvarez is hitting the way he hits? Right? That's like the same line of thinking, and it's just not fair. Yeah, no. Starting pitchers need to stop giving up runs in the first inning. Right, but Pac-Man, you understand like the sort of comparison there, right? Like, oh, Tristan Casas is struggling, but Jordan Alvarez is hitting the way he's hitting. They're both from Cuba. Why are we giving Tristan Casas a pass? Like it's just a stupid comparison to be making. You keep Story at second base, just not moving back and forth. Yeah, that's fair. Guess they get an MVP. Yeah, Ichiro Suzuki is such a uniquely fantastic player. Casas is Cuban. He's not from Cuba. Bogarts is killing it right now, but we knew that was going to happen. I will never forgive this team for not re-signing Bogarts. Kluber blows. Kluber's he's a fifth spot pitcher. I don't know. Everyone said that about Rich Hill, but Rich Hill was a perfectly fine fifth man starter in this rotation by the end of the year. You know, he's going to be a guy who's going to have starts like this, but he's also going to have starts like he had in Tampa where he struck out 8 batters. Right? Like this is probably what we'll end the year at with this is probably what we'll end the year at with Kluber, somewhere between 4.2 and 4.5. He'll probably have an ERA plus close to 100, 98-ish. Right? That's just like you shouldn't be expecting Corey Kluber to be really good. The door for mayor is clearly with Story staying at second. Yeah. Yeah, they weren't going to start him in Double-A. Devers, what are we swinging at? I'm not taking. Xander was my favorite player for the last, basically since he came up. I'm still not taking him over Devers. They didn't want to sign Bogey because they were hoping Meyer was the second coming. I would have signed Bogey for 7 years easy, even with Meyer coming. That's what you do. Yeah, Sale looked good last night. Yeah, you could have found a way to fit Xander on. That's exactly the idea, Shooter. That's what I've always said too. It's just you can't put the weight of a franchise. Yeah, I agree. Nunez or Fed. Remember that one years where we had an MVP, Silver Slugger, some Gold Gloves, and a team that won the World Series, giving up too much. We were talking about this last night in the members only live stream. It's a weird thing, specifically for fan bases to transition, right? And the Red Sox have done a good job over the years of maintaining a small core when they make their transitions, right? When you think about 2004 to 2007, that team was wildly different. But at the same time, too, you kept your core of David Ortiz, Manny Ramirez, and you built around them, right? Then you moved to 2013, and your core became Dustin Pedroia, David Ortiz, John Lester. And then you moved to 18, and the core was supposed to be Dustin Pedroia, but you never really saw full Dustin Pedroia, obviously. Now you're moving into a different transition for this Red Sox team, and the common denominator here is Devers. But the problem is, right, you haven't seen that core come together. And that's a tough pill to swallow, specifically for fans now, have had a core that was built around every game and makes videos and talks to you guys every single day. I'm just trying to listen to what they're saying. As someone who watches what the Red Sox are trying to do, they're trying to transition into the next era of this Red Sox core. Right, yeah, 100%, Dennis. And part of it too is you see this throughout Major League Baseball. You see different cores come and go, and you see teams trying to adjust to that. A good example of someone poorly adjusting to that would be the Detroit Tigers, who had this excellent core, lost this excellent core, and they've been trying to build up that core ever since. But with teams like the Red Sox, with teams like the Dodgers, with teams like the Yankees, right? You with the resources you have, you're not supposed to have struggles rebuilding that core. The problem is Major League Baseball as a whole has started to shift more towards, and it's always been developing core talent, right? It's always been sort of at its core how you win multiple championships is you develop talent within your organization. But it feels like over the last couple of years that has been exponentially more important, right? When you look at massively successful teams over the last couple of years, the Braves, the Dodgers, the Astros, even the Mets to some degree, it's all based on homegrown talent. And then you use that homegrown talent and build on that homegrown talent, right? So for me, it's a team, which by the way was largely based on a homegrown core, realizing that, hey, we can't keep this entire homegrown core. How do we transition to the next homegrown core? And that's where we're at right now, right? We're in that sort of how do we transition to that next homegrown core? And you're starting to see little pieces come up. You saw the extension with Devers at the Major League level. You're seeing Brian Bayo at the Major League level. But you're still probably at the bare minimum 2 years away from truly seeing, hey, is Costas going to be a legitimate staple core of this Red Sox team? Is Bayo? Is Whitlock? Man, Costas is crushing the ball lately. It's just straight to people when he makes contact. Does that make sense to you guys? So, like Pete Crow Armstrong is a great prospect. Season, right? If you lose Xander, but hey, Marcelo Meyer's ready to go, or Mikey Romero is good to go, or Cutter Kofi is good to go. This is a guy who we know is going to be good at shortstop. And you have Casas, and you have Bayo. And then you put in Turner, Duvall, Jansen, right? Then you're looking at it and you're like, all right, this could be a competitive team. But because that hole right there in terms of our true core is not there, it makes it appear as though this team did not try. And I think they put the right pieces together for a competitive team. The problem is you're missing that. You've got Devers, obviously, right? You've got Devers, who is your core. That is your core for the next 10 years. And it's rightfully so. He's a top 10 hitter in Major League Baseball when fully healthy. But you need to have 1-2 more guys who are legitimate core pieces. They need to fill that in with role players. I hope you enjoyed my rant. I've been thinking about it for a while. I truly have, as to sort of why I'm not as upset with the state of the Red Sox as, the rest of Red Sox Nation is. And here saying that, oh, I'm the only one who believes in this team. No. Of course not. I think there are a lot of you guys out there who think this could be a legitimately competitive team, right? But that's what I'm trying to say, Prodigy, right? Is that JBJ, Benny, Vasquez, and Devers to some degree during that run were all role players, right? They were homegrown role players, but they were role players. you had those two legitimate core pieces of Betts, Bogarts, and I guess to some degree Benny and Devers, but so you just sit there, and it's one of those things where it's a tough pill to digest. 100% it's a tough pill to digest. But what you're watching right now and what you've watched since 2021 is the Red Sox transitioning. And again, the two words Red Sox fans hate to hear more than anything else is patience and time. I think next year you're going to start to see your patience and time pay off a little bit. This is the problem with Valdez. Yeah, and I think a lot of the reason too is that injuries early have derailed us a little bit again. Right? Like you add Story into this lineup and you add Duvall in this lineup the way he was hitting at the beginning of the year. We're having a much different conversation. But the difference with the Phillies is that they blew their farm system and they blew their ability to spend money on instead of developing core players, buying core players, right? And it worked this year, or last year, but this year it doesn't look like it's working out so well. It's much more sustainable if you produce and develop homegrown talent than it is if you are just straight to buy it. Because if you think about it this way, right? If say there's one year where Real Muto, Schwarbs, and Castellanos have a bad year, right? There's no real room to fix that. I don't know if he's fully scheduled, but the timeline seems to line up. Like Duvall and Story are gonna come back within a couple weeks span of each other. By the way, if you're hanging out and you're wondering, hey Corbin, how do your feet stay so warm? How do your feet stay so warm during these live streams? I'll show you. Check this out. Foco sent me these. They are fantastic. I got an unopened pair here. Can't give it away. But I will show it to you. If you guys want your own, 10% off right now with code RedSeatRadio at checkout on Foco. All items. Pretty wild deal. But check these out. They're really nice. And they're Red Sox. And they're only $35. They're really nice. They got good grip on them. Do I think ownership will be tested this season in the next offseason? I'm not sure what you mean there. They're so nice. They're so nice, Spencer. I'm telling you, man. They're so comfortable. And they're ones, my favorite moccasins are ones that you can wear outside. Yeah, I saw that, Ethan. I don't think it makes its way to the majors. Don't love this. Yep. Told you. Should have just let. This is the problem with Valdez. As much as I like the potential in his bat, he's just not a. He's not a defensive major league second baseman. Should have let Verdugo get that. If I had to build my ideal lineup after the Red Sox trade deadline, it would probably be like I said earlier. It would just be a fully healthy lineup of what we have now. You put Duvall in for Tapia, and you put Story in for Valdez. That lineup looks pretty damn good offensively. What happened? Valdez missed a easy pop fly. Really, that should have been Verdugo's ball. Well, yeah, obviously Yoshida's in there. Mondesi, I think he'll be a bench piece. I still take Kike at shortstop, I think. When's that Mondesi guy coming back? Well, they knew he was injured when we got him, Wolf. He'll be back at the end of May. It's wild because it feels like this season's been going on for months. It's only been 3 weeks. It's been 16 games. This is the 17th game. That's crazy. There's still 145 games left. Yeah, it is. The offense in general has been pretty good. He didn't sign him. He traded for him, Joe. Chad, we need to figure out something lucky here. I feel like our live streams, we've been watching some tough games. Do I watch Yeah, I listen to Jerry Carrabba's Red Sox podcast. I listen to that. I listen to ITM. I listen to Pesky Report. Sox fans, there are 2 words Sox fans hate. I will say this the day I die. Patience and time. He's not too high on Yoshida right now. No, I just think, I think he has concerns, which makes sense. What's going on with Kluber? He's a fifth rotation. He's a fifth rotation starter. He's gonna have, he's at the point in his career now where he's gonna have weeks series where he has starts like this, and he's gonna have series where he has starts like he had against Tampa. It's how it's gonna go. Raffle off the shirt. Mike, did you get my email? Rich Hill over Kluber? No. No, yeah, I don't think Rich Hill over Kluber would have made sense. I think Kluber has a higher ceiling than Rich Hill, which was the idea behind Kluber. And Kluber's not here to be a third man. You don't think Kluber will have a 6 inning? I think he'll have at least 1 or 2. Waka has a 6+ ERA right now. You guys would be tearing him apart too. If there were pieces at the deadline, do you think the Red Sox should get, and who would you want that's realistic? I'm not even going to attempt to predict the trade deadline until we get close to the trade deadline. It's going to heavily depend on where we are. It's going to depend on who's playing, right? Who's healthy. It's going to have to be at a baby. Jarren Duran's swing, dude, looks so much better. Look at dude, Jarren Duran on the base. This is the Jarren Duran that we need right now. That's what we needed. The problem is I don't know where, like, Duran, I don't know if Duran will ever be a full-time starter on this team. Like, I don't know where he'd fit in. Robbie, you have been a Duran stan for a while. Valdez, 2 for 2. All right, Valdez, we like it. This is what I was talking about in my video today. He has now. I don't think he'll be able to stay because I don't think they're gonna have limit their bench like that. But there are 2 different types of half moons: the flat originals and what I sent you. Come down to Utica, bring your girlfriend. We'll get there at some point. Red Sox are slowly chipping away. But we love them, Mike. We love them. I don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't what I got, and I still loved it. I don't understand that. Why wouldn't you get an RBI for hitting into a double play? You're still batting a run in. That's literally the definition. But whatever. I mean, hey, down by 5, not down by 7 anymore. I agree, distractions. I don't think Corey Kluber doesn't have a place on this team. But again, I think Corey Kluber is gonna be Rich Hill last year. You're either gonna get pretty good outing. They don't normally, honestly, the Red Sox don't normally leave a ton of guys on base. It's just been a little bit of a trend the last couple of games. Even the game against the Angels in the last series. So it's something to keep an eye on. But oh god, it's my least favorite. This is literally my least favorite time of the year. Like the next year with the political ads, man. Ugh, they're the worst. Just the worst. We need some pop in this game. Yeah, we need some runners on for Devers. Maybe it'll be a JT bloop and a blast. Yeah, they've had to be a comeback team all year. But yeah, I mean, this is a team that's shown a lot of fight. They don't give up. They don't. You're right. There's still a lot of game left. Keep the score at what it is. Chip away at it. See what we can do. Are the Twins got to be. Uh, looks like Brazier's coming in, chat. Yeah, our first inning has been rough. I like that distractions. Yeah, I'm just such not a political person. Talk baseball 24/7. Don't like your pet? Oh, or I mean, I'll give credit where credit's due. Brazier's been pretty good lately. Brazier's been pretty good lately. And I'm gonna say that I'm gonna knock on wood, and he's gonna get crushed, but he's been pretty good lately. Yeah. You hear that in the background of this game? You hear that? Like nah, 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 in the background. Almost sounds like a fire alarm. Matt Barnes looking good for the Marlins. I haven't even taken a look. That's driving me nuts. I can't tell if that's in my apartment or in the game. He's had 3 good outings in a row. Yeah, Barnes has looked good with the um he has a good ERA, 3.18 for the Marlins in 5.5 innings, but he does have a 6 FIP, which isn't great. His strikeouts per 9 is pretty down. He's given up 1 home run, walked 3, struck out 5, 2 earned in 5 innings. Not terrible. Maybe it's you. Maybe it's me. And hey, if you've attended any of these watch parties, you've been to one where they haven't won, because the Red Sox have not won one since we've been live. The only one we have won. The only one we have won was the members only live stream last night. When's the next giveaway? I don't know. I gotta talk to Foco. We'll probably do one. I mean, we did what? I mean, we did one less than a couple of weeks ago. We did one like 3 weeks ago. So we'll do one. Probably towards the end of May. Will be our next one, and then we'll do our members only. Brendan in our bullpen? No, Brendan's in Double A. Wish we had a young electric. I'll take Kenley Jansen any day of the week. They should be either in 2 or 3 weeks based on your calculations. Well, if it was based on your calculations, Mike, I'd be doing every other Wednesday. What do I think is the record for the Red Sox at the end of the month? Oh, man. Um, It's a good question. It's a great question. I don't know. Hold on. All right, so we've got this Twins series. We got Milwaukee, we got Baltimore, and we got Cleveland. I would say probably one game above 500 would be my guess. Hopefully we come out of this series 500. And then maybe we take 1 out of 3 from Milwaukee, and then 2 out of 3 from Baltimore, and 2 out of 3 from Cleveland, and end up one game above 500. And then my hope is that we get into May and we look a little bit healthier. How are the Bruins doing? Good question. Let me look real quick. I'll tell you right now. Am I falling asleep? No, I'm still here. Florida's winning 1-0 in the second period, beginning of the second period. Nope, I'm still here, Eric. Plugging away. Having a good time. Talking Sox. Comes after Brazier. Ort? I would have to be Ort, right? But I haven't been watching any playoffs, to be honest with you. Think about it. I'm making a video a day, plus I'm watching every Red Sox game to make sure I don't miss anything. So, thanks for stopping by, Fed. Appreciate you, my man. We'll still be here, plugging along. Couple of intimate live streams. Last night's members only live stream was pretty intimate. There were only a couple people in here. There were only a couple people in here tonight. Obviously, it has a lot to do with the Bruins and Celtics, but. I just want competitive baseball, man. This sounds terrible as someone who's going to be hopefully making Red Sox content for a while. I don't care about the draft pick, to be honest with you. I want competitive baseball. Would I make an early MLB standings playoffs prediction video? If I was more of a baseball general YouTuber, maybe. But because I'm focused on just Red Sox stuff, I don't know if I'm going to dip my toe into that water. We just need to keep winning series, man. That's what we need to keep doing. Like, if we lose tonight, we should win tomorrow. If we lose tomorrow, I don't know. But maybe it is. Maybe it is genuinely because we're live, chat. We've got a terrible live stream. My second favorite MLB team? Man. It's a good question. I always have a soft spot in my heart for the Twins because I had family out there. I like the Brewers a lot, too. I like the Cardinals. I always thought the Rockies were fun. Call it. Yeah. What else? Do you guys want to talk about anything besides baseball right now? Anything besides baseball? Or anything besides the Red Sox? If you still talk baseball, but. Nah, it's different, Wolf, because the Atlanta Braves aren't exactly a direct competitor of the Red Sox, you know? At least it happens when we're already losing. True. Chet, that was probably on us. Which position player should pitch tonight? Who's pitching tomorrow? I didn't see that, Prodigy. Um Valdez is here. I think we have a better chance of winning tomorrow night. It was fun having you here, Dennis. Thanks for stopping by, my friend. Yeah, I think the only reason Barnes got DFA'd was because of the fact that Barnes had a trade partner. You could trade Barnes. Certainly can't trade Brazier. Who we got down on the farm? Good homecoming from Baldelli. I don't know. He got a little embarrassed last night. Maida's been struggling hard early. Honestly, yeah. Pitching wise, a lot of the pitching prospects that are close to ready are struggling a bit early. Imagine if that was legal. No, I don't want to roll this Chapman. Would have been. Imagine you could do that. The NPB for like some like random Japanese prospect. How's Valdez doing? He's 2 for 2. Grand Slam bottom of the 6th. Grand Slam bottom of the 7th. I like it. Yeah, that should be an easy trade for any team. Two Grand Slams in the same inning. I like it. Brazier for Bauer? Never. Bauer will never pitch in Major League Baseball ever again. Why not Hamilton? Because Hamilton can't play second base. Brazier and Dahlbeck for Trout, I'm in. Hamilton's a lefty. AR, that's totally backwards, my friend. No, the only reason David Hamilton isn't up is because his glove doesn't work at second. And that's funny saying it when you've got Emmanuel Valdez playing second defensively, but David Hamilton has like no experience at second base. Brazier for Sawamura. I think that was us, Chad. I think we were the ones who jinxed him there. It's just wild that we had such momentum coming off of last night, just get crushed tonight. That's baseball. See you later, distractions. Thanks for stopping by, my friend. For the outfielder from the Royals, I don't even know who you're talking about. We're one injury away from Dahlbeck coming back up. I feel like we're always one injury away from Dahlbeck coming back up. I don't think so, Arsenal. No, I don't. I think Masataka Yoshida still hold it. I don't know if people are gonna give him bigger than 90 mil total. Oh, Scott Barlow. I'd love Scott Barlow. Oh, the outfielder. Yeah, I know who you're talking about now. Okay. It's a bad night when Rafi's over. Rafi like never goes over. I also think too, Eric, when you're talking about why not David Hamilton, I think it's because Valdez will only be up for a couple of days. Like maternity or paternity leave in Major League Baseball, which for some reason is kind of ridiculously low. 3 games for paternity leave? That's crazy. I feel like that's got to be a little lenient, right? Like maybe they find a way. I don't know. I just think that's ridiculous. You can't do that, AR, for the third time because they simply don't have the right-handed depth to be able to do that. See you later, Dinah. Thanks for stopping by. Why not just call up Meyer? Because he is not ready for major leagues. You don't want to put that type of pressure on a kid, especially when he hasn't even faced double A pitching yet. He's not ready. Stick through the end of the game. I'm sticking through it. I would say 2 years, Arsenal. Hey, at least Kike got into one. Let's go. Kike. All right. Woo. Now we're only down by 7. Let's go. All right. I think that is his 100th home run, yeah. How's life? Life's good, Prodigy. Thanks for asking, my friend. If we lose another baseball, I'm going to be heated. Comeback time, I'm in. David Hamilton is 25 years old. Yeah. I don't think David Hamilton will ever be able to be like a legitimate contributor. Ugh, I hate when my phone does this. Okay. Yes, the Red Sox do have 2 outs. Hey, look at that. All right, maybe we got a little juicy juice going. Yes, Andrew, that's normally how that works. If there's 2 outs in an inning, that means one more out and we go to the next inning. That was a weird replay. It looked like the ball glitched. Did you see that? All right, Tristan, buddy. Okay. I'm not saying David Hamilton's worse than Chang. I fully agree with you. What I'm saying is you're giving up the versatility of having a right-hander. Right? David Hamilton, let's look at David Hamilton's splits actually. You know what? Let's do that. I wonder if it'll do it because they're so iffy. They're so iffy with minor league stats. That's tough sometimes. Let me see here. Is there a really good place to go for my? Yeah, I don't see any sort of splits. Like, does MILB? Maybe if I go to advanced. Yeah, I don't see anything. Did you hear about the designated pinch runner rule they're trying? Yeah, I saw that a little bit. I don't think that's going to be one. They tried a lot of different rules. I don't know if that one's. Man, another one. David Hamilton could be a major contributor for sure, but you're also talking about teams are going to start paying high money for a one-tool player just to put him in, you know? I don't know. I don't love the pinch runner, designated pinch runner. Chang couldn't hit Little League pitching. Again, Eric, I'm not disagreeing with you. What I'm saying is you can't bring up another lefty because then you are truly limiting your lineup versatility. Especially if you're going to put David Hamilton into an everyday role, maybe. But David Hamilton's not an everyday shortstop at this point. His power's not everyday major league power. So he'd be a bench role, right? He'd be a bench role. So do you DFA Tapia for that? No. Do you option Wong for that? No. That leaves just Chang, right? But again, you only have, if Wong's not playing, you have Wong, you have Ref Snyder on the bench. You add in Hamilton, you have to get rid of somebody. That limits it even more. You can't. If David Hamilton was right-handed, I would be at the top of your campaign. I'd be talking about it every day. Right? Give it a shot. But left-handed, you're just kind of in a rough spot. I just don't think we'll be playing a stretch of lefties. DFA Tapia then? I suppose you could. Especially if Duran keeps hitting well, maybe. Andrew, yes, we can all agree where the Red Sox are most likely not winning this game. I'd say we're getting pretty dang closely. Nico Goodrum, Mike, my Nico Goodrum just isn't good, man. Nico Goodrum was terrible last year for the Astros. He was terrible in spring training for the Red Sox. Let me see what he's hitting right now in AAA. A few weeks ago at Fenway, I was at the one where Adam Duvall walked it off against the Orioles. Minor leagues. Maybe he found something down there. I don't know. Or maybe he's just good against minor league hitting because it appears as though he always crushes minor league hitting. 265 in AAA with Minnesota. And then 211 for a couple of games with Detroit, and then 290 with Houston and 280. Maybe just a quadruple A player. Greg Allen could be interesting. Is Greg Allen a switch hitter? He only plays the outfield. That's a problem. He's a career 72 OPS plus. That's the exact same OPS plus as Yu Chang. And he's hitting 234 with 714 OPS. He's on base only 288. Yeah. No, I don't think so. Poppy had a horrible start in Minnesota. Yeah, but yeah, Nico Goodrum has had multiple chances with big league clubs. Like he was with Minnesota for a couple of games. He played 2 full seasons with Detroit. He played 9 games for Houston, and he is 25 years old. So I don't know. I mean, maybe there's something left in the tank for Hamilton, but do I put him on this team over Yu Chang? I don't know. He would add versatility. Now you're kind of talking me into it a little bit. I mean, how much worse can he be than Yu Chang? And he plays second base and shortstop, which is really all we need. I wonder what his splits look like against left-handed. That's what we need to see. Wilyer Abreu's a lefty too. Versus left-handed pitching. He's much better. He's in total 303 over his lifetime. .303, 369 on base percentage. 6 home runs. It's a lot lower of a sample size though, because he has 1,019 at bats against right-handed pitchers and 356 at bats against left-handed pitchers. So Julio Lugo, I would take Julio Lugo in a heartbeat over Yu Chang. I'll tell you that. Yeah, and I think Wilyer Abreu is a lefty too. Plus, he's still battling back from. And he's up to a rough start. He only has 5 games, though, 111. Did Marcelo end up bringing his. Crazy how high he jumped up. Anyways. Yeah, he's back a little bit. 242. 342 on base percentage, which is really impressive about Marcelo Meyer. I like that a lot. Yeah, 100%, Eric. Hey, that was a good inning from Bly, who's had a rough couple of outings. It's all good, Robbie. Thanks for coming by, man. You've been a trooper. All you guys still in here have been troopers. We're hanging in there. This was a rough one. This is the second rough one in a row, Chad. We need to figure it out. Or we just need to not start games where Corey Kluber is our starting pitcher. Because I think this is the second time that Corey Kluber's been our pitcher. Yes. I will never root against a pitcher when he's pitching. I think that's ridiculous. Just need 8 consecutive home runs and we're good. Perfect. I get that, but I would never root for the Red Sox to lose. I don't care who's on the mound. Unless they picked up Trevor Bauer, then I would actively root against Trevor Bauer. I'm not worried yet, Ruse. I'm really not. Paxton's getting more interesting than Kluber. You should take a look at his line tonight. I'll let you know what that is. Hold on. Oh, I guess we watch Chris Sale and we watch Corey Kluber. Man, we've watched. We need like a Whitlock Bayo week. I do, yeah. Paxton, let me see. That's what we're talking about. Okay, let me see. Hold on. I saw it somewhere. Let me see. All right. This is James Paxton's outing today. First outing out of the bullpen for the Red Sox. He made it 2/3 of an inning. He allowed 5 hits, 7 earned, 2 walks, and 0 Ks. He entered the game in the third and was pulled after facing 9 batters. 7 of them scored. Woo. No, I will never see us getting Bauer. Rafael looks strong today. At least that's good. No, they weren't given to me by players. I wish they were given to me by players. No, I bought these. I have a couple more. Maybe it's time to switch them up, chat. Why is Brazier still a major league pitcher? Honestly, not sure. Paxton was a bad signing. He's giving Brazier competition. Yeah, I don't know, man. If Paxton can't find himself back into this team somehow, should have gotten Senga. I would have loved it. They didn't choose Paxton over Senga, by the way. How much faith do I have in Costas and Yoshida? Still a lot. It's too early. Oh, a little major league debut from Hedrick. Maybe a guy we could score a couple runs off of, huh, chat? I need to. This game is lucky hat around because it's starting to hurt my forehead. Throwback. What team? What was the big team he was on? Was that 2013? Yeah, I like Valdez a lot. I wish he was better defensively at second base because then I'd probably be all in on him. Duran's gonna be the biggest stud this year. Dude, he looked so good at the plate right now. He's like Soto. I don't know about Soto. Would love to see Valdez do some damage against a lefty here. You know, maybe I'm wrong, and the Red Sox can legitimately make it work with Valdez as your bench bat. But I would think the Red Sox would want him every day in the minor leagues playing defense. I just truly don't know, like, where you. Nah, I don't think it'll be Arroyo. I think if anything, he'd be on the bench as like a maybe you platoon Arroyo. But I don't know. You can replace me. Do it. Nah, Leah. Yeah, nah. I think I'm pretty satisfied so far. I mean, he's an above average OPS plus. He's kind of what he was slow for a little bit, but I think he's back to what we kind of wanted from him. No way Tops made a duck emoji, right? He made a duck card? That's awesome. That's crazy. Red Sox Mother's Day hats look good. I feel like Arroyo has the opposite problem as Casas. He doesn't see enough pitches. Yeah, that was been a big thing. Seeing enough pitches, 100%. Favorite team besides the Red Sox? I said the Twins have always been like sort of a positive for me because I've had family out there. But when we're playing the Twins, no. I've always liked the Cardinals. I like the Rockies a lot. Sorry, Chad. I'm trying to find something on Twitter to talk about that I want to talk about, but you like LA and the Padres? That's good. How do you think Houck is going to do tomorrow? I think he'll be all right. I think it'll be like 3 runs, 5 innings. Anything special? Rally hat going. Obviously, I'm not going to do it for this game, but I did figure out how to get the rally hat going, so we got that going, and we figured out how we as a chat can get rallies going, but we're not going to talk about it yet. Get who up here? Judge or Otani? Otani, no question. No question. Yeah, we do have our big boys available tomorrow, which is good. A wild take is Otani over Judge, no question. Huh? Otani's the most valuable player and the most talented player in Major League Baseball right now. Judge is a good hitter. I will take it to my grave that if Judge didn't hit 62 home runs, even if he had the rest of the statistics that he had, he wouldn't have won MVP. Devers has looked a lot better at third base this year. I'll say it. Devers has looked a lot better at third base this year. I'm not afraid to admit it. Yeah, Xander's looking insane right now at the bat. I think it'll be one of I will forever be wildly angry at the Red Sox for that. And he's just gonna shove it down our face. 2021 roster. Well, in all fairness, the 2021 Red Sox started off a lot like this. I bet towards the end of it, Asher, we start to see him move into more of a DH role. But I'd say for the most part, we're gonna see him. We're gonna see him at third base. Yeah. Best defensive players at each position. Wow, that's a great question. First base, Freddie Freeman. Second base, if Trevor Story's fully healthy, Trevor Story's the best defensive second baseman in baseball. Shortstop, Pena's good. Correa's good. Lindor's good. Baez is fantastic. I think I go Baez. Third base, Nolan Arenado. Catcher, Adley. Center field, Baez is good defensively. What? He's not a bad. Yeah, no, he's not a good. He's not a good player anymore, but he's good defensively. Let me see. Maybe I'm thinking of a Baez of the past, and he hasn't been good lately. I haven't really checked in on his defensive stuff. We signed Devers to a 10-year contract, so no, we won't lose Devers next year. Bo, yeah, Bo is the war. I hate Bo Bichette. Yeah, he's 93rd percentile and outs above average. I'm taking Baez. Third base, Arenado, easy. Outfield's kind of difficult. Mookie, yeah, you put him best to set, but yeah, I guess that'd be right field. Center field, Kiermaier. Yeah, yeah. There are a couple other decent center fielders too. It's hard to like. Center fielders are a tough one. Do I see Bogarts ever winning a Gold Glove? No. Um, how about Devers? Maybe. No, I don't know with Devers. There's just too many good third basemen. The defensive good first baseman for him to win a Gold Glove, I think. Man, right field Mookie, center field Kiermaier makes sense. Jackie's still the best center fielder I've ever seen, but he is getting older, not playing as much. Left field defensive Dalton Varshaw's a good one. Dalton Varshaw's really great defensively. There are a couple of in fact, that the Arizona Diamondbacks have. Obviously, Varshaw's not with them anymore, but there are a couple out there that are pretty good. I'm gonna take Varshaw for one of the center field spots. Jackie Bradley's better than Ken Griffey defensively. I don't. I would say no, but we'll see. Let's see. This is gonna be funny that when I click compare Ken Griffey to Jackie Bradley. Yeah, it's not about hitting though. Let's see here. Value. Defensive war. Yeah. Jackie Bradley was better defensively. At least war wise. I'm trying to see if they have just straight. Ken Griffey Jr. in the postseason was pretty good, man. Can we switch over the Bruins game? What period are they in? Yeah, sometimes, you know. Imagine if we had Renfro. We did have Renfro. We had Adam Duvall. Renfro's not a clutch player, no. You want to know how I know that? Take a look at his postseason stats. Let's look at what Hunter Renfro hit in the postseason, shall we? career in the postseason. There's a clutch stats section. Let's see. He's terrible. With 2 outs and runners in scoring position, he has an OPS plus at 74, 26% worse than the average player. Late and in close games, he has an OPS plus at 86. The only places he's close in are within 4 runs. Let me see his postseason stats, because that's where it gets even worse. In the wild card game, 1 hit. He did do well against the Tampa Bay Rays, but against the Houston Astros, he hit .063. In fact, he's only been positive in terms of win probability added with Tampa in 2020 in a wild card game. And in another I guess he's clutching wild card games. What's website? Baseball Reference. They have everything, man. They don't even have the San Diego Padres on here. Crazy. Crazy. Yeah, we did lose this game, yeah. No, yeah, it's just Baseball Reference. Sometimes I use Fangraphs too. I like using Fangraphs for minor league players because they have a much more in-depth minor league. For the most part, I find Baseball Reference a bit easier to navigate. It's just personal preference. Do you like OPS plus? Or do you like WRC plus? You know. Do you like F WAR? Or do you like B WAR? And then I love Baseball Savant too. Do you think Kluber will suck the whole season? No. Yeah, slugging is your average, but it weighs every hit, right? So a double is worth more towards your slug. Like for average, right, Ethan? Every hit counts the exact same, right? But with slug, it's 1 point for a single, 2 points for a double, 3 points for a triple, and 4 points for a home run, basically, right? Obviously, there's a little bit more mathematics involved, but it's just essentially your weighted. It just essentially tells you how many extra base hits do you get. And then your OPS is your on-base percentage plus your slugging. Which is truly, genuinely just how productive you are on the baseball field. And then WAR is, it essentially puts everything you do on a baseball field, defensively and offensively, into a numerical value. So say you have insane range in the outfield. That's plus on your WAR. Say you also hit 270. Well, that's more plus on your WAR. So basically what WAR does is it takes every single thing that you do on a baseball field, it puts a numerical value on it, it adds it all together, your goods and your bads. At a bare minimum explanation, right? WAR is also, if you're confused as to how people compare WAR, wins above replacement, which means that if you were to take a player who has 0 WAR, a replacement level player, Yu Chang is a below average WAR, trying to think of a Red Sox player with 0 WAR right now. We'll say Jarren Duran for right now, right? A guy who you can replace and it doesn't really affect the rest of your season, right? If you compare the player you are Dahlbeck, okay, we'll go Dahlbeck, fine. Dahlbeck, right? A 0-win person. If you replace him in a lineup, you're not going to win or lose any more games. But if you were to take out a player like Devers, who has a high WAR, who last year had what, like a 5.3 WAR or something. So hypothetically, if you were to take him out of a game, you would have lost 5 more games than if he was in the lineup. Does that make sense? So it's wins above replacement. And we get really complicated and talk about how there are 2 formulas for it. One on Baseball Reference, one on Fangraphs. Casas. Every day of the week, Casas. Man, the stadium is so empty. People are like, get me the hell out of here. Of course, Ethan. I did a podcast with the Woo Sox insider, who, by the way, actually, I'm not going to get into that. But I go into a ton of stats. Yeah, there's a ton of yeah, there's so much in statistics, man. I've never been sort of a mathematician, super statistical guy, but I do think they're extremely useful. So, anyways, I did a podcast with Woo Sox Insider, and I went into a lot of statistics in there and sort of broke it down on a very overhead type view of them. If you want to take a listen to that. All right, Chad, let's get this over with. Finish the top of the ninth. Good Lord. As much as I love talking to you guys, this is painful. At least it was a decent outing for Caleb Ward. I think the park helped. There's just nothing going on here. Look at this old picture. Shane Victorino looks exactly the same from 2013. Look at young Xander, though. When's my next Woo Sox podcast? I don't think it's going to happen. Look at young Xander in the 2013 team photo. Look at that. Looks like a baby. That's crazy. Oh my God, Mike. I do remember that game. Clay Buchholz being on that team is so funny. Bobby's not even in this picture of the whole team. Bobby's not even in this picture unless he's the one holding it up. But yes, I do remember that game specifically, actually. For some reason. I miss Clay Buchholz. I miss what Clay Buchholz could have been. I thought he was going to be the next superstar. Just keep padding the stats, Kike. Padding the stats, baby. The good news is in the last couple of games, Kike's been pretty good. We've won 4 out of our last 6. So, hey. You know what? I'll take it. Hopefully if we can win 5 out of our last 7, we're going to win. This is a 3-game series. 8-run rally. Hey, there's 1 runner on. Now we got Reese Big Scoops. I always say big scoops. I meant big bombs. Reese Big Bombs. Okay. Okay. Don't let us score. Don't let us score. Costas versus another lefty, man. Costas, come on, baby. Come on, buddy. Unless there's some major news, Chad, I'm taking tomorrow off, I think. It's a day game. Which is weird. I hate the beginning of the season with these day games. It's usually like towards the end of the year it settles down. In other news, Bobby Dahlbeck hit a grand slam for the Red Sox. Bobby Dahlbeck hit a grand slam for the Red Sox, pull within 3 runs. When's Patriots Day? Patriots Day was Monday. Am I watching the game tomorrow? Yeah, I'll watch the game tomorrow. I watch. I try to watch. I'll watch like 150 out of the 162 games usually. I wish I was a full 162 guy, but you know. Can I stream tomorrow? Nah, I got work. Sorry. If it was a night game, no, I couldn't tomorrow. This would be my 3rd one in a row. Prodigy, you could have come to the members only yesterday. You had a game? Unfortunate. The day games aren't so tough for me to get into. It's the night games on a Friday night that my girlfriend does not love. Yeah, at least the Bruins are playing well. Although unfortunate for my channel. Yeah. A little bit unfortunate for my channel. I've been starting to get creative with the thumbnails. You guys been liking the new thumbnails? I've been getting more artistic with them. His on base percentage is .417 right now. Duran. Si, senor. Yes. Wishing he was still 7-3. That would have been nice. Imagine he hits a grand slam right here. That'd be absurd. Imagine having to use Pagan right now in a 10-3 game. Brutal. Look at the guy in the background just vibing. I thought he got it. I thought he got it. I thought he hit it. I really did. I was like, oh my God. I really thought he hit that. I was about to tweak. True, we got Emmanuel Valdez up. He's 2 for 3, man. What a good debut. A night he will remember forever, which is cool. Valdez got it. That's just unlucky timing. But I do like Valdez's approach right now. Just poke it to left field, you know? Three out of 4 gaming. Yeah, I think we see Valdez in the lineup tomorrow. 'tomorrow. 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 This will be the first time in a while a Verdugo's gone 0 for 3. It always looks like Verdugo's got it always looks like Verdugo got like thrown up on because of the stuff he puts on his bat, on his short, on his jersey. All right, honestly, thank God. Just get him to bed. Get him to bed. We'll win the series tomorrow. I will still take a 5-7 over the last couple of weeks. Haven't gone over 500 yet. We'll get there. Patience. Long season, chat. Not the end of the world. They're going to be stinkers like this all the time. I hate Kluber. I'm sorry. Don't apologize. It's all right. Chat, listen, this was a brutal game, and the Bruins are on, the Celtics are on. You guys chose to be here, and I could not thank you enough. This was a ton of fun. I always have fun with you guys. I truly appreciate it. I will, I'll probably see you guys Friday, unless there's some like crazy news that comes out, which I really hope there isn't, because usually that means it's bad, crazy news. I'll probably see you guys Friday for the series recap. When am I going to... I'm not trying to stay positive. I just think it's, it's way too early for everyone to be like, the season's over. It's too early for that. Either way, I appreciate everyone for deciding to be here tonight. Thank you all. If you have not subscribed or liked, be sure to do that. As always, again, if you want 10% off anything at FOCO right now, use code REDSEATRADIO, all one word. Other than that, guys, thank you all so much for being here, and I will see you all in the red seat.